What's up, guys and gals? My name is Pat Imig with Imig AI. So if you're a CEO, if you work in sales, or if you're a marketing manager or simply work on a marketing team, you're going to love what you're about to see. We are going to give you for free the Imig content method. This is the content method that we've successfully implemented with hundreds of brands and businesses, and you're going to get it free of charge. It's going to tell you the types of content that you need to have your brand thrive in today's marketplace. Along with that, we have a 7-step, super simple, super easy to understand process that shows you how strong, relevant brands build their audiences in today's landscape. So stay tuned for that. Without further ado, let's just get straight into the presentation, and I'll talk to you on the other side. Understanding social media for brands thriving in the age of social relevancy. What the heck does that mean? Well, let's get right into it because time is the most valuable asset we have. So it used to be a luxury for brands to be socially relevant. You know, Facebook's not even a legal adult yet. They're not 21 years old yet. And in those early stages, in those early years, if you were just online and flinging stuff against the wall, you were ahead of the competition, right? And even in like 2017, 18, 19, it was similar. Businesses were taking advantage of all the organic reach, and the quality didn't necessarily matter. Obviously, quality always is the best method, but the point is, it is no longer a luxury to be socially relevant. It's a necessity today because not only is there more competition, more saturation, but everyone is vying for attention, and social media is where the attention is. Money follows attention. That is a true statement. Money follows attention. So brands who capture and retain attention, they win. Brands that don't capture attention fall behind and lose. So how do brands that capture and retain attention exceed customer expectations online? They do it with social video, the brand authority maker. Check out these statistics. 72% of online customers prefer learning about brands and products through a video. I think that makes sense, right? Would you rather watch something for 30 seconds or read about it for 3 minutes? You're going to choose the 30-second video every time. How about 93% of internet users say they trust videos shared from their social network of family and friends over corporate advertising? I'm not sure why that's not 100%. I'm not sure where that 7% is, but the fact is a word-of-mouth referral from your peers, from your network of family and friends, has always been gold, and the majority of people, in fact, I would nearly say all people, almost, prefer that type of advertisement or referral than an actual paid corporate ad. And then last, you see 1,200% video is shared 1,200% more than images and text combined on the social platform. So if you want to provide an exceptional customer experience, you have to start online, and you have to do it with social video. So if social video is driving success in a competitive online world, how does it happen? And how long does it take? How are these relevant brands building audiences online? Well, we're going to look at it. First and foremost, number one, produce high quality social media videos. There's a lot of opinions out there about what is high quality. Ultimately, something to me is high quality. A video is high quality if it retains someone's attention. If it captures and retains their attention and it resonates with them, that is a high quality video, regardless of the production value. On the flip side, if you had a really great looking polished video, but it said nothing and doesn't resonate, it might capture attention on the front end, but it's not going to retain attention. And therefore, I would argue it's not a high quality video, even though the production value is through the roof. So once you have point one taken care of, you now have reached point two, Achieving brand visibility. So your videos are out there, people know your brand, but what is going to separate you from others who are doing the same thing? That's where point 3 comes in. Consistency and high quality across relevant social channels helps you optimize your customer touch points. So consistency is key. Like I said, a lot of people try video. It's the ones who are consistent at it that actually grow and build their brand and build their bottom line in a positive, soaring direction. So consistency and high quality across relevant social channels, meeting your customers and potential customers where they are. That is point number 3. And once you have that all in place, you can achieve level 4, which is social proof. Social proof is the idea that if I see a piece of content online, it intrigues me, it retains my attention, and after I watch it, I go and search out that brand. So I am checking out their Instagram profile or their Facebook page or their TikTok account, probably whatever platform that I was originally on. And if I go there and I see that there's nothing updated, that it's, stuff from 2 years ago, and this ad that reeled in my attention is actually from a company and a brand that's not updating their content regularly, consistently, then I've lost my attention with them and I'm moving on. Because you come off that, if you're a brand that does that, you come off as only wanting the sale, not as a community that wants to provide value to its followers and customers and potential customers. So on the flip side of that, if you reel me in with a video and I go to your Instagram account and there's things that have been updated in the last couple of days or even week, let's say, but all the content aligns with the other content and it's providing value, insights, education, maybe it's providing a little bit of humor, and we'll get into that in just a second, then I have given myself the green light. You've given me the green light as a brand to follow you and potentially purchase from you. So social proof means that when people check you out online, you are what you say you are legit. And then they're probably going to go to your website, which is a different conversation for another day, but you get the idea. Point 5, you now build a steady stream of referral traffic. You create brand advocates, brand evangelists, and have a customer community. So you're creating a word of mouth community as well. This is going to amplify and increase your shares, your word of mouth referrals. Always fun to meet with old school CEOs who say, we're really a referral business. And when I hear that, my eyes light up, because great social video content that's consistent is going to amplify that exponentially. So once you have all this going consistently, you are then creating a community and fostering a community. And at that point, you're at point number 6, you're actually generating a positive ROI, and you are able to manage cost-effective marketing, which then is topped off by the candles and the icing on the cake. Point number 7, you now have undeniable brand authority. Everyone knows your brand. They know what it stands for. They love the content. They know that when they check you out, they're going to get value in some form, some way. And so you have a competitive advantage over your industry when you are able to do this. And you see customer retainment right there. This is huge, because what if you could get a lot more from your existing customers? You can. You just have to reach them consistently and give them reasons to become even more loyal to you. And it happens quite a bit when people implement our system fully and it's integrated and everyone at the company is rowing in the same direction. It's a beautiful thing. So this is the sequence of how relevant brands build their audiences online. But it's not necessarily easy. So how much highly effective video content does it take to create customers? You see that number 8? It's the daunting task. It takes 8 minimum quality interactions before the average customer considers a purchase from a brand. Also, the minimum number of monthly video posts we recommend for client strategies. So knowing that, that you could post 8 videos and 8 great videos and you still might not get a purchase, but at least you're turning the corner and someone's going to consider a purchase. You now know that, okay, this is why it has to be consistent. So what type of content do brands need to create to reel in customers online? This is our content method, the Imig content method, and this is how you can plan cost-effective video content for growth for your brand and your business. This is the video content superior brands use to thrive online. And when we say thrive online, we don't just mean vanity metrics and followers. We mean that the customer journey and the customer experience for your customers is also superior. And this all starts at that top layer. Educational content, value-driven content, videos that show company culture and behind the scenes. Once you have this layer going in your strategy, you are automatically credible in the eyes of the audience. You are building trust right away. As long as you're authentic and you do great work, you have built trust with this layer. You see the second layer below it, industry expertise, product and service benefits. So we have a client that represents restaurant manufacturers and food service manufacturers, and a lot of their video content is taking the new hot products that they represent through their client partners and going through the key features, the key benefits, and helping food service operations on the other end find out why they should look at purchasing the new immersion blender, for example. So that's an example of product and service benefits. You show off your expertise and you do it authentically and you have the knowledge. You're building more trust on top of the trust, which then leads down to our third layer, platform trends, humor, and entertainment. So it's May of 2025 as I'm recording this. One of the big trends right now on social media is videos with babies who are celebrities, and the baby is talking with the real voice of said celebrity. That is an example of a platform trend. I see a lot of those videos, a lot. Humor and entertainment. This also is an important part of your overall content mix, but it's always an interesting conversation because whenever we meet with CEOs and marketing managers, they're always interested in this part more than the other parts. And then we have to let reality get in the way and politely inform them that we can make plenty of funny videos, we can do fun content, we can have humor, but ultimately, if that's all your brand has online, no one's going to take you serious. So we talked about social proof. When someone goes to check you out, if all they see is jokes and kind of like, low budget humor, they're not going to take you serious. On the other hand, if you have educational content and show off your expertise and you're providing value to the consumer, then this mix is going to fit that much better. This also is where, the conversation about virality happens. And it's not that we're against viral videos. They're a great thing to have. But if you go viral and you don't have the other layers in place, again, what is it going to get you? That's not going to equal dollars. That's a case where the views don't actually equal the dollars. So going viral, great. But if you're a brand and you're in it for the long haul and you are providing content that's consistent and you're helping your customers have a better experience even when they're not shopping with you, then you're ultimately going to get ahead of the competition and have a huge competitive edge. Testimonials, user-generated content, customer reviews. You see that next layer? So this is the antithesis of a viral video, right? Because a testimonial and a review is probably not going to go viral. It's probably not going to get a lot of views, but for that customer out there, that potential customer that's considering purchasing, when they see that testimonial or that review, they are going to then feel much more confident about that decision to buy. So user-generated content as well, when you can get to that point where you actually have not only brand advocates and brand evangelists, but you have essentially brand content creators because they love your product so much and they're making videos for you, that is a gold endorsement. And again, all we're doing with this social video content is amplifying real life word of mouth referrals, which is as good today as it was 100 years ago, although I don't know what was going on 100 years ago, so that's kind of a bad example. Okay, last but not least, promotions, showcases, sales, and offerings. You might be surprised to see this as the last layer and also a smaller layer, and that's because if you really want to get the most out of your existing customers and also attract new ones, you can't just be hard selling with offers all the time. And that's actually what a lot of companies do that we encounter. They're struggling and all they're doing is pouring money behind a paid ad, and it turns out that they need the paid ads, but they need to have an overall strategy that is appealing to their customers and potential customers. So this is not an anti-paid ad sentiment either. We love running paid ads. It's fantastic. It's an added bonus to, it's kind of like the icing and the candles on the cake. So if you just have the icing and the candles, but you don't have a cake with it, what's the point? All you're gonna have is a sticky countertop and melted wax, maybe a fire too. So promotions, showcases, sales, and offerings, it's still a big part. All of these are big, key, integral parts, but ultimately if you don't have any of the other layers in place, it's gonna come off as too salesy because again, people are gonna search you out, you're not gonna have other content, and they're gonna just shut the light off in their brain and move along to the next big thing. So one other word of advice that we wanna make sure that you out there, if you're a social media manager or a brand manager or even just a CEO, when you do run your ads, when you do run your offers and promotions, make sure that it's in line with the tone and the story of your brand with the other content. So in other words, it doesn't need to look and come off as salesy. It doesn't need to look like an ad. Sometimes, and a lot of times, the best ads are the ones that don't look like ads at all. So keep that in mind as well as you add the ad portion to your mix using the Imig content method. So that is the video content superior brands use to thrive online. If you want examples of these that we've done for our clients, all you got to do is reach out, go to imig.ai, and you can hit the contact message and just say subject, video content superior brands use to thrive online. And if that's too much, just say video content examples and we'll get those to you. So now that we know how to plan, what's the next step? Executing cost-effective video content for growth. You know what you should do, but how do you do it? So there's three ways. One is with your existing team. I am guessing that if you're watching this, you have either tried to do it with your existing team or are currently doing it with your existing team, but you want to improve. So we'll just leave number one as alone right now, and we'll go to point 2 and 3. At number 2, you see that hire a full-time social media department, or you can outsource to a social marketing agency. Which do you think sounds better? Which do you think would be best for you? Talk it out. Good luck. All right, we're going to move on to point number 2. What happens when you try to hire a full-time social marketing department? Because there are lots of challenges with hiring and managing talent, right? You have pitfalls when you try to scale social marketing operations, and it starts with the simple fact that one highly skilled manager can't do it all. No matter how talented and how many great attributes he or she has, it's impossible to do everything if you're just one marketing person for a company or brand. So you have to add to the team, right? So you see the payroll costs for leading brands, that's at $226,686 annually. This is according to ZipRecruiter. This is according to ZipRecruiter for the state of Missouri. We are located in St. Louis. So I would imagine these salaries are probably higher if you're on the East Coast or West Coast, but ultimately you see the idea here, right? You're paying about $18,000 a month just to have a full-time manager, a full-time ad specialist, and then a videographer and a video editor. We have photographer listed there also for the videographer. So that's like the most conservative cost, because ultimately you're going to need more than one editor. You're probably going to need more than one shooter as well, one content creator. So what do? If you hire all these people, you have a high risk of ROI. There's a high cost, effort, and time of management. You're going to have more headaches and stress. You risk employee turnover. The marketing industry is very volatile. The risk of turnover in marketing is way higher than other industries. And you also may encounter a range of methods, skill sets, and best practices. And what are their attributes, and can they work together? So all of these things play into it. And if you have to fire someone, you have to rehire someone. And according to a LinkedIn study, it takes $4,000 plus and at least 7 weeks to find a replacement for a job. So you're spending more time once you have to get rid of somebody. And let's just say all these people stay together. What if they don't do a job that is representative of your brand? You're going to be left scrambling. So we think you should just avoid the pitfalls altogether and partner with Imig AI. Clients are succeeding with our system because of our approach that is authenticity, consistency, and high quality. So when we say authenticity, we mean that we're 100% authentic and transparent with you while we're working with you. We're also saying that the approach for your brand on video is authentic. That way when we showcase those company culture videos and those behind the scenes, it's authentic, honest, and transparent. So with Imig AI, you reap the benefits of having your own team with an in-house feel over purely outsourcing. So you're not going to have to worry about turnover. You're going to have on-demand support, continual communication, and full-scale production, no stress. And you're not going to have any confusion while delivering the online brand experience that your customers need and that your potential customers crave, whether you know it or not. You're going to get the expertise without the expensive price tag. And it's a beautiful thing. There's lots of ways that we can work together. There's lots of ways we can help you and your company dominate in the age of social relevancy. So we can improve your social media with high-performing video ads and content. We have some really interesting, successful strategies for the video ads. We'll probably have to do a video on that down the road. We can also host and schedule an in-person coaching workshop for your staff. We can also install and run our completely done-for-you social marketing operating system, or we can do a hand-in-hand and work with you and your marketing department for video and ad support. One of our great clients is an auto dealer, and we've partnered with their marketing manager to get her the right equipment, the right tools, and the right knowledge and training so that now she can film the video content when we're not on the lot. She can send it to our team, our editors take care of it, and then our automations then distribute everything without you having to lift a finger after the initial shoot of the content. It's a great thing. And that's ultimately what we do, is support sales staff. So sales and results of building a great customer experience is a team effort, and we are helping sales teams deliver that. And as a result, they're seeing record-breaking months in a time when a lot of brands are struggling in 2025. Check out Imig AI for some of our case studies. You'll see record-setting months, record-setting years, a 10x return on advertisement, as well as Black Friday records and holiday promotion success with an e-commerce company as well. So it's pretty simple. You can just work with Imig AI to achieve a competitive advantage and exceed customer expectations online. All you got to do is schedule a strategy call, schedule a content day, let us handle the rest. So you're going to get a day of production, you're going to get 3 months of content, you're going to have one brand transformation online, and really we can transform the online brand for you in 30 days. After a month where we filmed, edited, post-produced, and then distributed, that brand transformation will be alive and well within 30 days. So you can scan that QR code that you see there, or you can just visit imig.ai and hit that contact page, send us a message. we'd love to schedule a strategy call with you, and we'd love to help your brand thrive in the age of social relevancy. So that's it for the presentation. All right, guys and gals, hope you enjoyed what you just watched. Hope you got some knowledge and gained some insights. And by all means, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments right here, and we'll be sure to respond to them. You can also check out imig.ai. You could also email teams@imig.ai with any specific questions. We'd love to help you out. We'd love to get in contact with you. And stay tuned for more content from us on this channel. It's going to be company culture behind the scenes. It's also going to be client work. So you're going to be seeing that real authentic success that we are building, not just for ourselves, but for all the clients that we work with. And if you're one of those future clients, we can't wait to work with you as well. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.